And it's just basketball. At the end of the day, it's just basketball.
Like and subscribe on the way in the door, my people. I hope you all are having a truly fantastic day today. Welcome back, my people. Welcome back. Before we get started with this video, I want to say something that's going to hurt LeBron James fans' feelings everywhere. I want to say this. Austin Reeves could beat LeBron James in one-on-one. I'm certain of it. But anyway, getting to the video. So Austin Reeves scored 41 points in a loss to Portland. Now, he's just coming off of a 51-point game where they won against Sacramento. And it leads me to this question. Is Austin Reeves really that good? Now, this is not, I really don't care about, whether he's good or not. The bigger point is I just watched the video. Shout out to Sports and Fitness Rants, where over 11 players have scored 40 or more points this season already. And obviously, Austin Reeves falls into that category. So the question is Austin Reeves that good, or is the NBA this ridiculous? Have they made the NBA that soft that now almost anybody is capable of putting up points? And this is the NBA that they will continuously try to sell us on the notion that these players are more skilled. So addressing this whole more skilled thing, I have something to say about that. I feel like whenever you have something that has parameters or that serves a function, there's a point where that thing is serving its function most efficiently. Meaning a car is meant to get you from point A to B. That's what a car is for. Now, so just because a car has all the bells and whistles, it might have the rims you want, it might have the leather interior, it might have the sunroof, and all the bells and whistles that you could want. But those bells and whistles don't help the car get you from point A to B any better. It might make it more comfortable along the journey, but those bells and whistles on the car is not helping the car function any better in terms of getting you from point A to point B, which is the function of the car. I say that to say this. To me, this is the same with basketball. The object of basketball is to put the ball in the hoop and to try to stop your opponent from putting the ball in the hoop. That's the function of basketball, and you do that within the parameters or the rules set for the game. So to me, outside of that function, everything else is bells and whistles that have nothing to do with how well you can put the ball in the hole. In other words, all this extra dribbling and stuff that you see people doing, that's neither here nor there. And I heard Kenny Smith put it best. He said, at the end of all those dribble moves, it's still going to come down to one or two dribble pull up or, get into the goal or whatever it is. In other words, at the end of all the shaking, the thing that you're going to have to do in its most simplistic form is get the ball in the basket. So you take someone like Michael Jordan, who arguably is the most efficient player to have ever played the game, who was very fundamentally sound. And you look at Michael Jordan's game and what he was able to do and how, especially, I would say, during his second three-peat, because by then his athleticism had left some. And he had to change up his game. He had to change his game to something that was more sustainable in his older age. And so he became more of a jump shooter and became more of a post-up player. And he was very efficient. 1-2 dribble pull-ups, working out of the triple threat position, pump fakes. He was very efficient with what he did, and he didn't need all these dribble moves. He didn't have to go between the legs 15 million times and between the back and all of this stuff to score points. And I say that to say this. To me, when they want to equate what players do today with more skill, all it really is flash. It's the bells and whistles, but it does not contribute to being a better basketball player. It does not contribute to actually being more skilled at either putting the ball in the hole or stopping your opponent from putting the ball in the hole. Now, this is the other thing that comes into play, is that they have made it harder for the defender. They have made everything lean towards the offensive player. So again, when you are setting the parameters so that it is harder for the defender to stop you, how much credit do you get for these 40 and 50 point games? And I say that to say this. What we are living in now, my people, is the era, and it's, we talk about this all the time. It's the era of flash. The NBA is the WWE now. The NBA is all about the flash / entertainment aspect. But I think what they fail to realize is there is nothing more entertaining than watching someone overcome something. That is the most entertaining. This is why people fell in love with Michael Jordan, is because they got to watch Michael Jordan overcome the bad boy Pistons. They got to watch him get to the top of the mountain, stay at the top of the mountain. This is what was so great about the 80s and 90s, is it had that level of overcoming. Magic and Bird. This is what was so great about that rivalry, is that both of them were hell-bent on beating the other. And this this made for great basketball to watch when it's two competitors going at it. And so to me, when I think of the 90s, I think of the most efficient style of basketball that was played. And I say the most efficient in terms of the game had been around long enough to kind of explore all the options possible that are needed to function in basketball. It's like the dribble moves had evolved enough. The skills of the game had evolved enough that at that point, anything extra was just adding the bells and whistles, again, which is not necessarily needed to function in the game of basketball. And this is why I believe, for the most part, any of the players from the 90s, with the exception of the enforcer types, because the enforcer types just wouldn't have a role in today's game because of how the game is played. But outside of that, any of the players in the 90s, I believe, could function well in today's game, and especially the stars of the 90s would, to me, outshine the stars of today for sure. The stars of the 90s would outshine the stars of today for sure. And Michael Jordan, that goes without saying. But whether you're talking about your Reggie Millers or your Stockton and Malones, your Gary Payton and Sean Kemps, your Clyde Drexlers, when you're talking about any of the stars, your Allen Iversons, when you're talking about any of those guys, they would dominate today's game, because today's game is more focused on the flash than the substance. And to me, that was when the game had the most substance and the most efficiency. That was when the game wasn't about wasting wasting motion and doing all this extra stuff for the sake of looking good, so to speak. But you take a lot of today's players who have gotten used to this soft era of basketball and drop them back then where defense was focused, they wouldn't be able to function. They would not be able to function. And, furthermore, it wouldn't be all these so many players just able to score 40 and 50 points. I mean, this is ridiculous. It's not special when you've made it so that everyone can do it. When anyone can score 40 or 50 points, then it is not special anymore. But anyway, we gonna hold up here, people. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. What do you think of this back-to-back 40-plus game for Austin Reeves? 51 and then 40, what is it, 51 and 41 or something? Is Austin Reeves just an underrated player? Is he that good? Of course he's better than a Duck, but that's not really saying anything. Or is this just this soft, modern NBA era to where, again, it's not special for anyone to be able to do that. They've made the game so soft and defense so soft that, almost anybody could do it on a night, especially if they could get hot. But anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments. You all have a truly fantastic day, and I'll see you next time. All right.